Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a build tutorial for this skeleton skull. So if you're excited, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Anyways, let's jump right into it. So before we get started, I just wanted to point out that there's a lot of different white blocks you can use. There's bone blocks, which is what I've generally made the skull out of in the past. But quartz is also really nice, and it actually looks really nice mixed together with the bone blocks. But then you also have white concrete and snow that looks pretty good. Wool and calcite are a little bit too textured. I don't think I would use them personally. And then the block of quartz has a bit of a line to it, so probably wouldn't use that one either. But yeah, there's a lot of options if you wanted to make your skull white besides just using bone block. But then you could also, I think it would be really cool to make like a deep slate one, or even the black stone would look really cool. But today for the building tutorial I'm going to be using polished diorite, just so that it's easy for you guys to see like how many blocks there are. I do this a lot when I'm building in creative, so that when I take a screenshot of it I can be like, oh, this was 3 blocks across, without having to go back and be like, how many was that? So yeah, that's just one of my tips and tricks, and now let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to start with the front of the skull, and we're going to work our way back to the back. This way, if you want to inset it into a mountainside or a cliff face or anything like that, you don't have to get through the entire tutorial before you can figure out what you need to do. So we'll start with the mouth, and move our way backwards. So we're gonna come 3 like this with 2 on the side, and then over here do 1 diagonally, another one like that, and we'll do the same thing over on this side like so. So that is your lower jaw. And then from here, what I usually do is do a placeholder block there. We'll come over like this. And so you have just another 3 across with 1 down on each side. And then we're going to go diagonal, so we're just kind of mirroring the bottom at this point. And that. Over here we'll do the same thing. Like so. Oops, that wasn't right. Like there. And so now you have your teeth. From here you're going to want to go up 1 on each of these points. We can also come back in here and do that. Get rid of that middle block so it looks something like this. From here we'll come up, so this is your nose, and this would be like the bridge of the nose. So from the bridge of the nose we're going to come up with a placeholder and then go out 2. Well, actually we don't need to break that because we're going to do it on both sides like that. Then we'll do another placeholder and come down 2, break that. Do the same thing over here like so. And then from here, we want to just fill in right like that. Oops, like so. And so there, you already see your skull starting. From here, let's come around to the back, and we're gonna just go across. And then we'll go ahead and raise this up by 1 block there, so it'll be like inset a little bit. 1 block there. From here, let's go back down to the jaw, so we can come up 4 blocks on the side, on both sides. So from here you have kind of a rough shape, and if you're just gonna be putting it into a rock wall, this might be all you need. But we're gonna go ahead and do the back a little bit. So you want a little 4 here. Do the same thing over here. And then this can come up more to there. Up here at the top, we're gonna start rounding out the skull a little bit more. So we'll come add these two like so, and then we'll come all the way across again. So you have kind of a nice round skull instead of a weird shaped skull. And then from this point we want to go out by 3 like that, and then we'll go down some, and you can just fill in along here as we go. But we want to staircase it down like that. So from here we'll add a block there, and then this is gonna start coming back up like that. I'll do another layer on the top of the skull. Then we're gonna mirror this side. This is what your skull's looking like so far. And what we're gonna do is just to kind of flesh it out a little bit. Oops. And fill in this part. So now you can see your skull's starting to get that nice round shape to it. So what we want to do is continue to come up over here. We're going to go up one more. So you should have 4 blocks coming up here. And we'll start rounding it. And then to give it more of a round shape, I came in and I actually put these like that. So you've got 3 here, and then we start staircasing back down. So you get something that looks roughly like this. On the side, but we'll bring the jawline up. And this is by no means an anatomically correct skull. So, it's just Minecraft. We will bring these down by one. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. Maybe come out from the back a little bit. Ooh. How many do we have? 4 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. This is 3, and then staircasing it back down. Like that, and then we'll bring you. Come on. Yeah, let's bring that one down so it's round. Perfect. Bring this back across. I think I want to make this one thicker. Yeah, I think that looks better. I'll do that on the other side too. So the last thing to do is just to fill in across. And so if you've done it all correctly, it should just go straight across. We had one block there. And there's the back. Even let's do just to round it out a little bit like that. Alright, so that may have been a little bit hard to follow, and I apologize. It was hard to kind of organically freehand it while also explaining what I was doing. But now I'm going to go back in and just kind of sit on each side so you get more of an idea of what shape you're looking for. So from the back tooth that we'd done, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you just kind of do a diagonal line going all the way to the back of the skull. So that diagonal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and then you'll just come up 4 over there on the side. This outset section is 4 on the top, and then 3 diagonally, 3 down, and then 4 diagonally, 2 across, and then another 4, and a 3, and then another diagonal 3 to get back to your top. From this point, you have just going straight across from the eyebrows or the brow ridges. It's 5 blocks, and then another row of 5, another row of 5, until you get to the top, which is a 3, 2, 3. And you can see how I've kind of rounded it out over here on the edges by just getting rid of that missing block. So I'll kind of pause here so that you can see what you need to see from this section. This one over here is going to be the complete mirror of the other side, and then our back ends up being a 5 by 4 by 5, and then I do bring it down to 3 and then a 1 in the middle just to kind of bump out your skull a little bit. It's kind of where the neck would end up connecting to. So from here, I've noticed we have a couple little holes in here that we just need to patch. So we want a block here and here. And so now the next thing I usually do is come in here and add some black wool behind the eyes. Another piece behind the nose. And then I usually bust out the 4 and just put black along here too. You could use black concrete, I just think black wool is easier to find. Personally, I hate making concrete. From here you can either like continue going and just cover everything, or make like a false doorway and just kind of wall it off at this section. Depends on how much space you need in here for whatever you're working on. So if we just go, and it doesn't have to go all the way up to the top because you won't be able to see in. So it should be good if we just go like that. Yeah. For a final bit of detail, we can add in some teeth. The biggest thing is trying to place these in places where they won't connect. Just because they don't really look right when they're connected. So like if I do this one here, I'll try there. Oops. See how that looks. Yeah. Something kind of like that. You can't really see those middle ones. You can also do like little tiny grays. I don't know if that connects. You know, like those as much though. So yeah, that's the basic skull build. I used the skull design in a multiplayer world as a skeleton bone shop. So I sold skeleton armor, bows and arrows, bones, bone meal, bone blocks. It could also be really cool in like a pirate bay, or I've done it like in a jungle cliff face, and it was really cool there. So yeah, I think it's a really cool build. Hope Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too hard of a tutorial to follow. Organics can be a little bit more tricky to record because it's not just like a set. Well, it is a set, but it takes a lot of fiddling around with to get the right numbers and everything. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that build tutorial and that this skeleton skull looks amazing in your world wherever you decide to put it. Feel free to send me pictures on social media. My Instagram and Twitter are in the description. And you know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you in the next one. Alright, bye!